Good afternoon. This is a hearing of the Chatham Conservation Commission being held on Wednesday, June 26th, 2023, in accordance with the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act and the Town of Chatham Wetlands Protection Bylaw and Regulations. My name is Janet Williams and I serve as the chair. Today's hearing is being broadcast live on Channel 18 and being recorded for the on-demand archives available on the town's website. It's being conducted in person, by phone, and by video conference. The agenda, instructions on how to attend, and copies of the documents for review are posted on the town's website. To all participants, whether you're attending by phone or online, please remain muted unless you've been recognized by the chair. And when recognized, please identify yourself for the record. If you're attending by phone, you can mute and unmute by hitting *6. If you're online and you're not a commissioner, please keep your camera turned off unless you've been recognized. And you can indicate that you want to speak by using the raise hand feature. And so that we have a record of a quorum today, I will now ask each commissioner to indicate their presence. Vice Chair Karen Latin.
Present.
Bob Rawls.
Present.
Elise Gordon.
Present.
Cheryl Mazurzi.
Present.
Bob Delvecchio.
Present.
Mary Sullivan is not online and not attending, but I am here, so we have a quorum. Before we move into the agenda today, I'd like to ask the conservation agent, Nicole Smith, whether we have any requests or matters that are being continued and will not be heard today.
We do. We have
The order conditions for 40.
no one. Yep, there it is. We have the order of conditions for 47 Hallway Street is going to be continued to August 23rd.
Got it.
The 676 Orleans Road is going to be continued to August 2nd, and 89 Taylor's Pond Road is also going to be continued to August 2nd.
Okay. That leaves us with a small agenda for today, which we're just going to giddy up on through. So with that, Nikki, do you want to call the first item?
Yep, the first one is 47 Hallway Street, Bill and April McEntee, map 17C, parcel 2351, SE 103637, proposed addition to the dwelling. Again, they want to be continued to August 23rd, 2023.
So is there a motion?
Yes. I move that 47 Holway Street be continued to August 23rd, 2023 for an order of conditions.
Gordon, second.
Okay, roll call vote. Commissioner Rawls.
Aye.
Elise.
Aye.
Cheryl.
Aye.
Karen.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye.
And I say aye, so that is unanimous.
Next, we have 90 Squanto Drive, Scott Crawford, 90 Squanto Drive LLC, map 10C, parcel 21E4, SE 103633, septic upgrade.
Let me just make a note for the commissioners that because we're continuing hallway to the 23rd, and we had a copy of it in the Dropbox for review, I'm just going to move that into the August 23rd folder, so it'll disappear out of today's and will reappear then. Okay, so, oh, Mary's here.
Just
Say present, please.
I am present. Sorry for being late.
That's okay. You're pretty much on time. We're just starting the order of conditions for 90 Squanto Drive.
Great, thank you.
All right. Some of us have made comments and changes on the document that is in the Dropbox. Let's see. I just removed just to make sure that the listing of supporting materials that become part of the record are accurate. I took out the variance request because there's nothing happening in the NDZ, so no need for a variance. So that's done. I will note for Crystal that I added Coastal Bank. There is one on the property. It's not particularly involved in this project, but it is associated with the project site. But the formatting is odd, and so maybe you can fix that before this goes out for publication. We had a couple of changes on the findings. to note that 12 native trees are being removed for this project, including a pitch pine, 2 4-inch diameter black cherry trees, and 9 black oaks. And those are generally in the way of the septic, either the installation of the system itself or the field. So the mitigation to propose to compensate for that loss includes 3 white oaks, 2 eastern red dogwoods, and 9 bayberry shrubs. Bob Rawls noted in there and wanted to add a finding, which is correct, that this tree replacement ratio is not close to what we currently have, 1-to-1 requirement for the outer aura. But we are acknowledging that this site is very, very small, very constrained, and there simply isn't room for more trees to be planted. So we're allowing some of the shrubs to stand in for the trees to try to make up some of the biomass that's being lost with those trees. We also are noting that some of the trees that are being removed are in decline, in poor health, have beetle infestation and other insect infestation, which also helps to balance the replacement with shrubs. I think that's it. Other commissioners have other comments, changes, edits? No? Cheryl? No?
Nope.
Bob? No?
You got mine.
Okay. Then we are ready for a motion to close the hearing and approve this order.
I move that we close the hearing for 90 Squanto Drive and approve the order of conditions as noted with the changes.
Gordon, second.
All right, roll call vote for the motion. Bob?
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
Cheryl?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Bob?
Abstain.
Mary?
Aye.
And I vote aye too, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 in approval and 1 abstention. Okay. All right, Nikki, what's the next one?
The next order of conditions is 72 Happy Valley Road, Mark Hunt, map 6D, parcel 27A, 19A, SE 103631, raise existing single-family dwelling and construction of a new single-family dwelling. And they, hopefully you got it, but they did submit the new plan, which is up on the screen.
There we go. Yes, they did submit a new plan yesterday, so I changed the date in the list of the supporting documents to add that one. Let's see go through any changes.
I think we
So,
modified.
yeah, we modified the coverage, and therefore the mitigation numbers were modified due to some of the changes in the size of the deck and the location of the mitigation area. So I'd like to ask everybody to double check. The figures that we have in here are the current correct ones. Overall coverage increase of 123 square foot in the NDZ and an increase of 562 square feet in the outer aura. Is that on the plan?
I didn't put those numbers in from the plan we just received, those from the previous plan, but I think the changes were just plans.
Yes.
Yes, yes, they changed the foundation plans and added the mow strip.
Yeah, those numbers do match what's in their chart on their submission.
Okay, so that's fine. So that results, and so the mitigation was also decreased because the impact was decreased, and so the project now includes 1,299 square feet of mitigation. Is that the right number? Calculations. Yes, proposed mitigation, I see it on the approved plan. Okay, we do have a variance. I just added some language in the variance that the lot is located almost entirely within the NDZ, and the new septic is not only Title V compliant, but it's a denitrification system. which is an extra ecological benefit to the property, so I just wanted to call that out. We did make the finding earlier that there are 3 healthy pitch pines being removed for construction and are being mitigated at the 2-to-1 ratio. And Bob added mitigation will include 1 red maple, 3 red cedars, 2 dogwoods, 22 shrubs, and 965 square feet of conservation mix for that total of 1,299 square feet. Okay. And then finally, we did wanted to acknowledge the effort that the homeowner and their representatives made after we had questioned the size of the deck, which was in the NDZ. They redesigned it, reduced its size for a total of 550 square feet of decrease in the size of the deck and decrease in the impact of the NDZ. On the special conditions, Bob added the special condition that in accordance with our new regulations, 50% of the foundation plants within the outer order will be straight native plants. I do believe that the revised planting plan that was submitted yesterday reflects that, at least by my count it does. If you count up the numbers of what's being planted in the foundation, it's more than 50% native. All lawn is to be native fescue, and the mow strip it needs to be installed to protect the mitigation area from encroachment by invasives. I believe that was also added to the revised site plan. Any commissioners have other changes, comments, edits?
I got a couple, Jan.
Okay, Bob, go ahead, shoot.
On the findings, number 3, 3 healthy pitch pines. Do you want to add the word large?
Mature,
Mature, maybe?
okay.
Just to give you an idea, just to
These are
give
big
people an
trees
idea.
coming out.
Yeah. And then on the special conditions, number 8, I don't know if you wanted to add non-irrigated native fescue.
Okay,
So, just to highlight that it'll be with no
permanent.
subsurface irrigation.
okay. That
That's
it?
all, thank you.
Okay, anybody else here? No? Okay, hand up from Mr. Litchfield. Is that it?
Hi, this is Bart Lipinski. I'm the landscape
Oh,
architect.
sorry, I
was
thought,
just
we thought that was Bill Litchfield. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just raising my hand to let you guys know I was here. If there was any questions with the landscape plan, I'd be happy to answer them, but I think we're good.
I agree, I think we are. Nobody's raised any
I agree.
questions or objections to anything, comments? All right, and last chance to speak up for, and with that, we'll
Okay.
take a motion to close the hearing and approve the order.
I move that we close the hearing for 72 Happy Valley Road and approve the order of conditions as modified.
Gordon, second.
Roll call vote. Bob?
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
Cheryl?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Bob?
Abstain.
And I vote aye, 6 approve, 1 abstention. Oh, Mary, I'm sorry, I'm looking over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're saying aye?
Aye.
Okay, it's still 6 approval. Sorry about that. I got to look up once in a while. All right, so it's approved. Thank you very much. Okay.
All right, the next items up are extensions of orders of conditions for 86 Harborview Road and Janess, map 8A, parcel H3, SE 103423, addition to a single-family dwelling, driveway reconfiguration, and invasive removal. They are requesting a 1-year extension. The plants went in July of 2022, and they would like the extension to allow for the monitoring of the mitigation and continuing maintenance activities.
Actually, it says 3-year extension they're asking. This is for 86 Harborview?
But don't we only give one?
Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
only allow.
Yeah, but they're asking, I'm just noting that they asked for 3.
Yeah, extension for 3 years. No.
All right.
So, Nikki, are you in favor of this 1-year extension?
Yes, if plants have only been in for, right about a year, I don't see an issue with it being extended,
Hasn't been enough time yet.
right? Especially
Okay.
with last summer.
Yeah. All right, a motion.
I move that we approve a 1-year extension to the order of conditions for 86 Harbor View Road.
Gordon, second.
Roll call vote for approval. Bob?
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
Cheryl?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
And I vote aye, that's unanimous. All right,
The next order of condition, or extension to the order of conditions is 53 Gristmill Lane, the Marion Renault Trust, 2007, map 15C, parcel 3C, SE 103276, second floor alteration, remove and rebuild patio. They would like to continue maintenance for this project to ensure invasive species, specifically Japanese knotweed, are fully eradicated. The initial knotweed treatment was fall of 2020. The rest of it was fall of 2021 and has been maintained for 2 growing seasons, and the restoration plantings were installed in fall of 2022.
when does this one expire? This summer, August?
Sounds like it.
Okay, I'm just noticing that they are indicating that they're going to be applying for a COC in the fall. It does say order issued August 13th, 2018, so that must be the expiration, and that's too short to, okay.
So it'd be 18, 19, 20, then it was probably automatically extended.
Yep,
And I'm not sure if they had a previous extension request. But yeah, it's just for making sure that all the non-natives stay gone and that the natives have survived. So I recommend approval for that one.
Okay.
okay.
I move that we approve a 1-year extension to an order of conditions for 53 Gristmill Lane.
Gordon, second.
Roll call vote. Bob?
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
Cheryl?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
And I vote aye, that's unanimous. That's approved.
The next item up is notice of intent, 676 Orleans Road, Christian Dietrich, Riders Cove Dreams LLC, map 12J, parcel 5, SE 103625, raise the dwelling and redevelop the property. They would like a continuance to August 2nd due to changes probably occurring at the Zoning Board of Appeals. Again, that was 8-2.
Okay.
Yep.
I move that we approve the continuance of 676 Orleans Road to August 2nd, 2023.
Gordon, second.
Roll call vote. Bob?
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
Cheryl?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
And I vote aye. We'll see them August 2nd,
All right, the
along with a
next,
lot of other people, apparently.
Yeah.
the next one is 89 Taylor's Pond Road, William and Karen Koskoris, trustees, 89 Taylor's Pond Road Realty Trust, map 5C, parcel 29B, PT19, SE 103636, proposed expansions and hardscaping, removal of invasive vegetation, and restoration with native species. They would also like a continuance to August 2nd. Their letter didn't really specifically say why, but I don't see a problem with
Okay.
continuing.
Okay.
I move that we continue 89 Taylor's Pond Road to August 2nd, 2023 for a notice of intent.
Gordon, second.
Roll call vote. Bob?
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
Cheryl?
Aye.
Karen?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That's unanimously approved.
All right, the next is an update on an enforcement order, 107 Taylor's Pond Road, Maria and Brian Donahue, map 4C, parcel T14. Failure to comply with the restoration order issued November 23rd, 2021. Jen Crawford had provided this, basically a monitoring update report. and she was not planning on being here, but if you weren't satisfied with this or had any, questions, I can't, more questions than I can just shoot off an email to her or something and get the answer, then she is, able to come to a different meeting.
Okay. Yep. I'll just note for the record that she's scheduled to submit an annual monitoring report in November. So I imagine that will be more comprehensive and will cover the entire growing season of the summer. Because one thing I'd like to see that's not listed in here is the status of the regeneration of the trees that were cut, because this is one of those cases where we're allowing coppicing to go forward. And I'd like to know and see pictures of what's happening, because that's now been like 4 years. There should be some significant regeneration.
I'm interested in the same. That was my one reaction from this report, is that that's the significant part of this restoration, is the coppicing of existing regrowing trees, and it'd be good to know how that's working.
Yep. Okay. Anybody else have questions or comments about what they've submitted? Yeah, I think it's fine as far as it goes. They've got plants in. I
least
guess
there's
that looks okay. The
progress.
pitch pine looks okay. New growth is good, even though it seems a little shocked and stressed. Yeah. But we'll look forward to the annual monitoring report in November to cover the whole season and see what's going on with the coppicing. I don't think we have any motion to make on that.
Nope, it was
Nope.
just
It was
a
just
determination on
we
whether
wanted
you
to
wanted
know.
a verbal update or if this was fine.
Okay. All right, and the last thing is the question that was submitted, and I believe this came from the contractor who's doing the work on, Crystal, tell me if I get this wrong, it's Fox Hill Road, which,
665,
665, is that what it is?
that's what she said yesterday.
Okay, on Fox Hill Road, which involves, I think, some timber retaining walls, but notably it also involves the construction of a stairway over the coastal bank and down, and reported that they were having problems getting the specified material and wanted to know whether we would approve use of this nature wood, preserved wood products. I have no expertise in preserved wood and treated wood, other than a vague recollection that some are, I know that some are prohibited. The creosote is no longer used in any capacity. But Karen pointed out, maybe you want to speak to this, Karen, about some of the details that you found in the fine print for the user instructions.
Well, the one that really jumped out at me, there were actually two. Some preservative may migrate from the treated wood into soil/water or may dislodge from the treated wood surface upon contact with skin. And then there's preserved wood should not be used where it may come in direct or indirect contact with drinking water except for uses involving incidental contacts such as freshwater docks and bridges. And it just, I don't know. And I have not seen specs like this for other products, but it kind of jumped out at me. Another was aluminum should not be used in direct contact with it, which I don't understand, but, it just sounds like it's got some things that don't sound too great, but then again, it's green certified. And so you got the good thing, and then you have all this information about how it's, shouldn't be near water.
When they green certify something, is it nationwide or is it in the state where this is done? Because this is California-based, right?
well, I can't speak to that.
Or is
but
it an industry certification?
Is it an industry?
It's
and-
under National Green Building Standards,
yeah.
so I assume it's
Yeah. I
That
wondered,
would be national.
nationally, but in quotes. I mean, I don't know what they go through to green certify.
Or who they are?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there-
Exactly.
is there any way to get any more, I tried to go on the MAC site, the MACC site, and see if they had anything on it. And is there any way to get a little bit more information on a
Yes.
product like this?
Yes, we can ask Mr., I had his name here a second ago, the gentleman who requested that to have come next week to the hearing and ask him to tell us what he knows about the product, since we have no information at all. Like both of you, I did a small bit of research to discover that when this copper is used as the preservative, it's not intended to come into contact with the marine environment.
Exactly.
So being used on a staircase down a coastal bank raised some concerns right away. So Nikki, do you think we could ask him to, if he would be willing to come and whenever, next week if he can, or the next possible hearing?
Yep.
If you read what it can be used for, it doesn't mention anything like, a catwalk, anything going to water.
Correct.
So that, yeah, they don't say that decks, garden
Yeah,
edging,
this is
landscapes.
Joe Young from Coastline MA.
Yeah.
Is the contractor. So if he'd be willing to come and speak to it, bring anybody he has with him that is more of an expert than anybody else around, to answer our questions and see if he can get us to feel comfortable about this.
Maybe
'Cause
how
at the
long
moment,
has
we
it
don't
been
have any
around?
basis for saying yes or no. At least I don't feel that I do.
We've gotten questions like this before. How about this product? How about that product? And I always go back to look at whatever standards we have in front of us to go by, and they're not very specific. So it may be that we need to think about, be more specific about
What's allowed?
what's allowed and what's not allowed, because.
I agree.
On the face of it, I'm not sure we can deny this. This is it's not using a prohibited preservative,
Right.
as far as I can tell. So
Right.
if that's true, how would we say you can't use it?
I wonder if it's been used in instances similar to what he wants to do, and if there's been any evidence of leaching into the ground
Right.
and,
That's what I'm hoping he'll be able to
Yeah.
give us some information.
I mean, that's all I'm
And
looking for
If
is-
the National Green Building Standard turns out to be a legitimate, third-party, independent certifying entity that have provided that, then, and we're satisfied and we're comfortable, then it can go on a list of approved products that people could use, but I don't think we're there yet. So can we tentatively save this for next week and see if he can make that, Nikki? And if not, next possible one. Okay.
next week or the week after.
Just looking at the OSHA sheet, it seems like a lot of some of the important information, it looks like kind of goes with during the manufacturing process. So like, washing your clothes and don't let it touch
Right.
your skin while it's being manufactured, and a lot less.
That would make sense.
It's actually installed, and it says it's 90% wood and then less than 1% of copper to buconazole and propiconazole. I'm not sure what those are, but, and maybe some mold inhibitors and wax emulsion and maybe some coloring. But the majority of it is wood.
Okay.
It's
Well, I'm happy to hear more about it, and,
But as it's being installed, it'll be cut or, that's my thing is, it's
Yeah,
not
is it gonna
just
be-
when it's sitting there, it's getting it in,
But
so.
I suspect if we looked at similar product sheets for all the other wood products that are being used in our projects,
it'd be
we'll find
similar.
similar,
yeah.
Well, that's
cautions and
exactly it.
warnings.
Right.
That's why I said I have not read
Yeah.
fact sheets from other products except when they've come before us. And so I don't know if this is common.
Yeah, it's raising the possibility that we need to add something to our orders template to address on-site cutting and fabrication of these kinds of products
Yeah.
and how to protect if it's emitting dust or anything like that that can get into resource areas.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
send
wait, there's
everyone
somebody
the,
with a hand up.
the OSHA sheet.
What is it? 6D.
Who's 6D?
Well, sorry, I'm just the homeowner, but
Oh,
I'm,
hello.
but not an expert on, to answer these questions. I just listening in. I guess he just sent me an email that everyone stopped using that ACQ and, switched over to like a heavier saturation of that treatment. So this is called UC4B, which is rated for ground burial and saltwater splash. But that's all I know about it. Well, what you're saying sounds correct to maybe find out what.
Yeah, we're happy to consider it and approve it if it's approvable, especially
Yeah.
if the problem is whether they're not using ACQ because it's just not available or there's some problem with it. We haven't heard anything. So I'd be
Sure.
curious to hear what he has to say about why it's not available.
I agree.
Yeah, he's just away this week, so maybe he'll be back by next
Okay.
week.
And if not, we'll put him on the first hearing that works for him. I don't want to hold up the project too long.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you for coming.
It also says it's insoluble in water, not volatile, but maybe spread by dust raising. So maybe we could do some sort of condition that it's, cut up off-site as much as possible. It has some sort of aquatic test result, but I don't know what it means. It's 350 to 480 micrograms per liter over 48 hours. I have absolutely no idea what that means, but.
I don't.
Okay.
It's not listed as on a Massachusetts, regulation, banned substance or anything.
Well, that's good.
Okay,
I wonder how new it is.
don't know.
Let me see if this has a date on it.
'Cause it doesn't say.
Wonder if there's a material product safety sheet, MSDS, for it. Check into that.
That's what I'm looking at, is the safety data sheet.
Yeah, okay. And we want to know who is
It
green certifier.
causes skin irritation, has it as a carcinogen, but I think it's probably, again, just when you're cutting it up, you don't want to, inhale the
Right,
dust.
right, so we would put in something that it had to be cut off-site and brought. And there is language you pointed to yesterday, Karen, that when you cut it, they recommend that you treat the cut edges.
Yes, there is. There's quite a
I
bit.
would imagine that's the same, for the same reason, so that.
End coat preservative, that apply a weather-resistant finish.
That makes sense, because you wouldn't want to have it exposed that could create rot for the preserved wood by getting in
So
through
we
a cut
could-
side.
I guess, say, put those in an approval,
Yep. All right, well, see,
once we
once
find
we
out
get there,
more.
we will have learned something new about something that comes up, it is implicated all the time, whether it actually comes up or not, because we have these wood products in, I would say, most projects.
Yeah, we sure do.
Yep. All right, no vote need to be taken there. Anything else, anything unforeseen come up?
I am incrementally still going through the violation tracker,
Good for you, thank
Thing.
you. Thank you.
You.
Thank you.
but slowly, and I think I would like to ask Nikki, I have questions about the 2 geraniums. We talked about it before, whether or not any letters had actually been issued to them, and you, I think at that point, couldn't recall or something.
Yeah, that was, it was one that Paul had done and had worked with that homeowner And so he just talked to me yesterday and said he would, or not yesterday, a couple days ago, maybe Friday, in the office, and said that he could take over dealing with that one, since he started it and he had the relationship with the woman and the lady's, and her daughter and all that kind of stuff, so.
That was with,
Another house.
that was with one of them, but
Yeah, there's another house.
Yes, yeah, so he was gonna do kind of just both of them.
he's going to do both of them.
Yeah, so what I was thinking is do a standing enforcement update, agenda item, just so we go, over them and, you know, I'll have the file in front of me and I can go through any correspondence and all that stuff while it's being discussed. So I'll put that as like a standing item for, I mean, we can always move it depending on how busy the meeting is, but I'm thinking like, you know, either the first or the last meeting of the month or something.
Or maybe we could pick a few to get updates on that, you know, rather than trying to tackle all of them at the
No, I agree.
same
There's too
time.
many to do at once.
Maybe if we
Yeah.
just include it as a standing item, and then
Okay.
Bob can pick which ones, one or two
My
for
favorites,
hearing.
yeah.
Yeah, that should be considered, and they're,
Yeah, so
add
anyone,
those.
yeah, anyone can recommend that they want to hear a certain address. Otherwise, I'll pick, you know, some that I know I have updates on or something like that.
Did Paul say that letters had gone out or no?
No, I think he's just talked to the people.
Okay. Just because that was one thing, we weren't even sure if a letter had finally gone out
It was quite a while ago.
They were supposed to,
was.
yeah,
by June.
they were supposed to have contacted us by June 1st, according to something that I have in my
Yeah,
files.
I had that too.
So definitely some loose ends. We'll talk, we'll get Paul. We'll talk to Paul.
Okay.
That's it.
That's all I have.
okay. I would have been right if we
Yes.
hadn't gone on about the
You were
word
very close, though.
preservative.
Very close.
All right, I think we're ready to call it a wrap.
I move that we close the hearing.
Gordon, second.
Roll call vote. Bob?
Aye.
Elise?
Aye.
Cheryl? Aye. Karen?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
And I vote aye. We are done.
That's a
out
record.
here. That is, now, having a good lunch.